it seems like Har HaBayit is part of this agreement that both sides agreed secretly before the opening of the negotiation. It's not only me that's not allowed on Har HaBayit, it's also the entire Interior Committee of the Knesset, led by Miri Regev, that asked to go and is not allowed. Every act of sovereignty in Har HaBayit cannot happen today. More and more pieces of the puzzle comes together to a picture that means that Israel, Netanyahu actually agreed to give away officially sovereignty on Har HaBayit to the Muslims as a part of that agreement that being prepared behind our back. I think that process can be stopped, but we need to see other Knesset members in Likud and Beit Yehudi willing to do what I did with the budget, meaning willing to stand and vote against the coalition if thick red lines like releasing 100 murders coming up. Verbally, I got a lot of tmicha, I got a lot of warm words and speeches, but this is not enough. We need to have the courage and the will to use the power that our voters gave us when questions like that are coming up. I believe that in the future we'll see more and more Knesset members joining forces, yes.
19 years ago, I interviewed Mark Langfan on my radio show. It was a 1-hour interview, and it was 19 years ago that he was saying the same things that he's saying today, only better, and unfortunately the situation hasn't changed. The maps are so critical. I think one of the problems is that people don't understand geography. The average person has no idea how large Israel is. It's the size of the state of New Jersey. California, the state of California is 18 times the size of the state of Israel. New York State is 6 times the size of the state of Israel. And they're being asked to give a third, 25, 30, 35% of their land to the Arab terrorists. It makes no sense. And I think that the maps are extremely important, and geography is very important to really understand the true nature of the problems that Israel is faced with.
So AFSI stands for Americans for a Safe Israel. And it's exactly, you get what the name is. It's Americans for a Safe Israel. But there's a critical phrase to AFSI that's not in the name. And that is Americans for a Safe Israel for America. Because oftentimes people or our enemies say that Israel is the little Satan and America is the big Satan. I believe that's a cliche, in that when you say Israel is a little Satan and America is a big Satan, you're sort of not connecting the two. Yes, they're connected some way in an amorphous way, but they're not really connected. I say something totally different. I say Israel is the tip of America's spear in the Middle East. In fact, I say Israel is the tip of Western civilization's spear in the Middle East. And if Israel is somehow harmed, what is going to be harmed is not Israel, but the entire Western civilization. So I see Israel as really the very element that is saving Western civilization from being washed by a terrible Islamic tidal wave that is waxing in the Middle East. The start of the real Israel is in ourselves. It's not in a congressman. It's not in anywhere. It is in Jewish people themselves. Jewish people themselves have got to start to believe in themselves, that they are not apartheid, that they are spiritually the light unto the nation, not as a cliche, the light into the nation. I mean actual light into the nation. For instance, what I say when I go on Capitol Hill is I say the Arab Spring did not begin in January 2011. The Arab Spring began in 1948. In fact, it began when there were Jews in the mandate and in that area and before, and it was those Jews that brought light unto the Arabs and unto everyone that was around that area. So that is what I say. I say the Jews are in fact the spring and give everyone else in their area a vision of freedom and of hope.